Episode 10, Cracks in the Wall. The days blurred together after the hospital transfer. Classes. Practice. Meals. Routine on the outside. But inside the dorm room, something had shifted. Chen wasn't furious anymore. He wasn't throwing glares like knives across the room. But he wasn't talking either. It was a different kind of silence now. Not heavy with anger. Just heavy. Wei noticed the little things first. In the classroom, Chen sat one row ahead. Still distant. But not across the room anymore. At practice, when Wei passed the ball too hard, Chen didn't snap. He just caught it. Tossed it back with a neutral flick of his wrist. And once. After a late-night study session in the library. When Wei walked into their room half expecting it to be empty. Chen was there. Sitting by the window. Knees pulled to his chest. Hoodie loose around his frame. Eyes lost somewhere past the glass. The soft glow from the street lamps outside painted him in silver and blue. Wei froze in the doorway. He wanted to speak. Wanted to walk over. Wanted to ask if Chen was okay. But the words stuck. Instead, he dropped his bag quietly and sat down on his own bed. Neither of them said a thing. But Chen didn't move away. Didn't leave. And somehow, that felt like something. 2 nights later, as Wei flipped uselessly through his textbook, he caught Chen's gaze lingering for a second longer than usual. It wasn't anger. It wasn't judgment. It was something softer. Before Wei could say anything, Chen looked down, pretending to be focused on tying his shoelaces. Narrator. Forgiveness doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes. It comes with a glance held 1 second too long. A chair scooted a little closer. A silence that doesn't feel like a punishment anymore. Sometimes. The wall doesn't fall all at once. It just cracks. Pause. It was a quiet night. Rain tapped gently at the windows, and the dorm room glowed with the faint yellow light of Wei's desk lamp. Chen sat on his bed, hunched over, earbuds in, hoodie sleeves pushed up, flipping slowly through a book he hadn't turned a page in for 15 minutes. Wei was across from him, typing half-heartedly into a Word doc he wasn't reading. The silence wasn't heavy anymore. It was watchful. Like something waiting to be disturbed. Then the lights went out. The lamp blinked, stuttered, and died. The sudden darkness swallowed the room in a blink. Wei froze. What the? Outside, a few students shouted. A campus-wide power cut. Inside, only the rain and their breathing filled the space. Chen's voice came, low and annoyed. Shit. Wei stood up to grab his phone from the charging cord. But in the dark, his foot caught the corner of his chair. He stumbled forward, right into someone. Into Chen. Their bodies collided, hard enough to knock breath loose. Chest to chest. Wei reached out instinctively to steady himself. His hands landed on Chen's waist. Chen froze. Wei didn't move. Their faces were inches apart. Breath. Just breath between them. Neither of them spoke. The dark cloaked everything but the heat of their skin, the closeness of their bodies, the way their breathing tangled in the space between them. Wei could hear Chen's heart. Or maybe it was his own. Loud. Unsteady. Chen's hand had landed on Wei's shoulder when they collided. He didn't pull it back. Wei's fingers curled slightly. Not holding. just resting. But he could feel the warmth beneath the fabric. Could feel the shape of Chen's body where it met his. And suddenly, it was too much. Chen stepped back sharply. "I'm not fragile," he muttered, voice tight. Wei blinked. "What? You keep looking at me like I'll break." "I won't." Then, silence. Wei couldn't see his expression in the dark. But he heard everything in his voice. Anger. Confusion. Hurt. He wanted to say something. Anything. But the moment passed. Chen turned and lay down on his bed. Back turned. Wei stood there, heart pounding, hand still warm from the touch. He sat back down slowly. Stared into the dark. Not fragile. No. Chen was sharp and stubborn and burning. And Wei had never wanted to touch someone more. Narrator. You don't have to kiss someone to feel wrecked by them. Sometimes. It only takes a stumble. A breath. A silence. That feels like skin against skin. Sometimes. It only takes being close enough to break.